Hello, welcome back to Dinner and a Show. I'm Brian.
I'm Tanner. It's summer!
It is summer, and you know what summer means? It means baseball. And what does baseball mean when it comes to movies? The Sandlot.
It's one of those movies that we grew up watching, and it just represents a time of innocent fun and friendship and baseball, adolescence, and just comic misadventures along the way. It's basically the summertime version of A Christmas Story.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what? I couldn't have said that better myself. So,
That's why you didn't say it. I did.
Yeah. And for dinner, I just have some veggie juice with a Dave & Buster's mug that I won today. So it was cool.
I got cake!
And not just any cake. It is zebra cake. So hopefully you like it, because I thought it was amazing.
Mmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes!
That's great.
Isn't that amazing? Oh, man. See, now you're just going to gush over about the cake. Forget the movie.
Yeah, why don't you review the movie? I'll just enjoy it.
Okay, so I have a hard time remembering any of the cast names, so
But
just
I remember
forgive
them all.
me. You remember them all. So basically, a kid that we're going to know is Smalls moved
Played by
to
Tom
town.
Gyrie.
Yep. He's new.
See?
He's new to town, and his mom is Indiana Jones's girlfriend.
Karen Allen.
Yeah, Marion from Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's a square, a geek, dork, L7 weenie. He can't even throw a baseball, and he has a hat with a bill the size of Texas.
Yeah, I think it's huge.
Yeah. So, yeah, he didn't quite fit in. But all it takes is just a little bit of kindness and willing to reach out, and that is what Benjamin Franklin Rodriguez does.
Mike Vitar. Sorry, I've known this movie for like ever since I was 7. I could memorize all the cast members' names.
Oh yeah, and so he gives him a chance to hang out with his guys out on the Sandlot, where they just play baseball all the time, and from there on, they just have a bunch of misadventures leading up to the biggest pickle this guy's ever faced.
For those who don't know, a pickle in baseball terms is like a really complicated move in which you're kind of sandwiched between either this position and that, where when you're running the bases and you have to figure out where to go, where, and they're just tossing the ball to each other, and you just gotta think of something quick because that means you're in a pickle.
Definitely.
I'm not quite sure why they came up with that term, pickle, but that's basically what it means.
Yeah, but I love saying it. And this film is also told in flashback form, where you have a narrator going over it as if it was a childhood memory. Hence the Christmas Story feel, because that movie is also told.
Yeah, and the Wonder Years too. And the Wonder Years too.
Oh, and the Wonder Years. So, yeah, we have a lot of films like that. But this one was kind of perfect because it's it's baseball, it's summertime, yeah, it's just kind of
But not necessarily a sports movie. It's not really a movie about baseball as much as it is about childhood, about adolescence, about growing up and facing fears and learning some life lessons along the way.
Yeah, and just being friends. Just kind of the misadventures with friends. You're doing life
being
together.
part of a team.
Yeah, and that's what I really liked about it. I mean, sure.
It's also very funny, which also makes it very memorable. The kids are all likable, and the adventures that they go through are just they're a pure delight to watch. It doesn't go for those typical sports cliches. There's not even a big game. There is one game as played throughout the entire movie. It's over just like that. It's almost like this.
One game, with a team to play against.
Right.
It's every other
That's
game.
over in just a minute.
Yeah, every other game is just the Sandlot kids are just they're playing with each other. They're just playing for fun. It's not really.
It's always practice because
it's
always practice because
mostly for Benny.
Yeah, because he's the leader and he's very talented. He wants to go to the pros. He needs to practice, and so he's got his friends to just
help out.
Yeah.
Since the majority of the movie, actually pretty much the entire movie, weighs on the shoulders of these kids, you need some good actors for this. And I think when I first reviewed this on my blog, I was more annoyed by how not many of the childhood actors were that good.
Yeah, they're not.
Apparently, like, the one that stood out to me the most was Squints, the guy who plays Squints, the guy with the glasses.
Yeah, Sean Taylor Party's his name, and he went on to like acts in more things, but in this film he really overacts. I mean, like I think that's what makes him funny, but he's just overdoing it big time.
Yeah, like it's
He's yelling
It's
a lot.
definitely a hit and miss for him.
Yeah.
And then you have some other kids that I think were just kind of, okay. Like maybe Timmy and Tommy were kind of a hit or miss for me. Like everyone else was like fine, but like there were some moments where like,
All right, quit picking on the kids. Get
Okay.
to something else.
okay, well, I was going to get to the compliments too.
Okay.
Because like Benny, Smalls, and Ham were my favorites. I think they stood up the most. Ham was hilarious all the time, especially towards the end, where his facial expressions when they're trying to get the ball from the beast. I was laughing
That's
hysterically.
great, yeah.
So, I mean, there were some performances that shined, but then there were others where it showed that they have a lot of work to do if they were going to continue being actors.
Yeah.
And then the editing was a little interesting for me. Definitely not bad, but if you weren't expecting wipes like Star Wars or like flips, like a newspaper headline, then
Yeah, all those little transitions here and there.
then you're gonna be like, what? It might take you out of the movie.
There are also some cutaways too, like in the climax when Benny is being chased by the dog. It it's intercut with like some clips from The Wolfman, which is being shown at a theater.
Yeah, and you don't know why that has anything to do with the chase scene until
We already know that the Beast is a regular dog. He's not a monster.
Yeah.
At this point.
it's like until he runs in the theater. But that's besides the point. It's fine. And I guess like there are even a few points to me where like the editing was a little slow, especially when the kids were either making fun of Smalls towards the beginning. But I think that was intentional because he's awkward,
Perhaps.
and slow editing can definitely be awkward. It's like you want the scene to get over with, and it's not. It's still going, and you're like, end it, please. so anyway, I think the slow editing works to its advantage in a few spots.
Fair enough.
How's that cake?
Oh, it's really good.
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else that was like really good. It's like the sound effects were funny. This is like
Yeah, like whenever the ball drops here, like it's like a whistle.
it's great. And what's funny is like this film, like they exaggerate a lot. So like yeah, Squints exaggerates and stuff a lot, and like I said, he's a hit or miss. But
When he's telling the story about the Beast, it's like
Yeah,
it's
but
told
that
in
worked.
exactly the way that a kid would come up with a story like
yes,
this.
and that worked. That was totally hilarious. And actually, they exaggerated so much that when the Beast is like legitimately revealed, I was so disappointed. Like I remember when I first watched the
Did you
movie-
really expect like a big
Yes.
monster behind that?
When I
face?
watched
Really?
this as a kid, I was
Really?
expecting a dog, like a huge, giant, Godzilla-sized dog, and no, it's just a regular dog.
The build up to the Beast is quite hilarious, especially like there's one shot where you see like a silhouette of what looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex behind the fence.
It's great. Like the build up to the Beast is hilarious. And now I look back and laugh, when the payoff, actually happens. But
Yeah.
yeah, I remember as a kid, I was like, man, the dog's a lot smaller than I thought, because it's just a regular Mastiff.
Yeah.
Which are big dogs. It's like they're big dogs in real life, but the way they made it out to be,
Like huge.
it's like King Kong has a run for his money.
Oh yeah, that's funny you should say that because like I read the original script online and like they cut out like quite a few scenes, or like I don't know if they actually filmed them and they cut them out, but like in the original script there were actually when they were describing the Beast as Smalls, there were a lot of similarities to King Kong, and it even shows the kids going to see King Kong and like they're imagining like if King Kong is still alive, like what's he doing now, where is he, and stuff like that, and like playing it off as if he's as if he's real, you know. But then Smalls is like, wait, how do you know he's real? And then Squints is like, well, what about the beast? You know that's real, don't you? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, then King Kong must be real. There's another thing in the scripts that actually adds kind of another layer to the character of Benny, because like, well, I mean, like in the film, you see that he feels bad for Smalls because like all the other kids are picking on him and he's kind of a dweeb, so he wants to like show him the ropes of playing baseball and like wanting him to like belong in the crowd, whatnot, and so he just like takes a chance on him. In the original script, he actually does this because he thinks that his stepfather, played by Dennis Leary, is abusive. Like you know the scene like where they're playing catch and he accidentally like hits Smalls like in the eye with the baseball,
which was funny.
Benny thought he did that on purpose because like he saw from like
that's
far
hilarious.
away, and like he all he saw was him him being hit with the ball. He thought his dad like deliberately did that.
Yeah, that was drama that probably just wasn't needed for this type of movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think they made a wise decision in cutting that out. I think it would have added a little something to like something more being at stake, because like if Smalls doesn't get this Babe Ruth autographed baseball from behind this fence and away from this dog, his stepdad is gonna wail on him and hurt him even more.
Yeah. I mean that would be an interesting take.
Yeah,
but I think for the comedic purposes, that probably would have kind of poked a little life out of it.
I really like those scenes in which like Smalls hits the baseball over the fence. He doesn't know who Babe Ruth is, and the kids are like trying everything
so much.
The kids are trying everything like just to get this ball back. They're taking a huge stick. They're smashing it through the fiberglass.
The last act's the best part of the movie, where they're trying to get the ball.
Cleaners, they get the erector sets, put them all together, and they make this like contraption that's supposed to like hoist it on out of there.
Yeah, and there were some points where you just kind of just throw the ball over. Throw the ball over.
Yeah.
You're good.
Well, yeah.
Come on,
like,
yeah.
On a harness, he's got the ball. All he's gotta do is throw it over.
No, he drops it when they hoist him up. No. Yeah, this movie can do that to you sometimes. And it's kind of funny. Like A Christmas Story, they do have those kind of like memorable scenes in the movie. Like you have your, like the lifeguard scene. You have the tobacco scene.
A great scene.
You have
That's a great scene too.
You know the
name
the trash
scene.
Yeah, the trash talk
the
scene.
You play ball like a girl. What? You mix your Wheaties with your mama's toe jam. You bought Rebels in the toilet and you like it.
And then you have your what else was there? What other scene? You have like the scene where you see James Earl Jones. You have
he plays a
there's like
blind ex-baseball player.
Yeah.
He's reminiscing about the time he used to play.
Yeah, and you just have your memorable scenes, just like in A Christmas Story.
And watching the fireworks.
Yeah, and watching the fireworks. So like A Christmas Story, you have your the Santa Claus Mall scene. You have the soap scene. You have just all those other like the lamp scene. So like it kind of feels like that. It's like anyone can like if you talk about say a quote like "You're killing me, Smalls," everyone knows where that's from.
Yes.
So it this does have a lot of rewatchability.
Absolutely.
I know I've watched this more
more
than 3 times. He's grown up with this movie.
Yeah.
He's probably watched it as many times as I watched Toy Story growing up. But man, this was such a fun movie. Now, originally in my blog, I gave it a wave because I was mostly frustrated with
you. What?
Because you make it sound like a wave is awful. I mostly think it's okay. But
all right. Fine.
No, it's fine. But because I was mostly frustrated with the performances, but now it's like it was kind of fun, or it was a lot of fun, and so I'm gonna give this movie a high 5.
I'm gonna give it a high 5 as well.
Oh, never mind.
Really enthusiastic high 5.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there are some things that do kind of bug me, like just like little things, but I do think that like when you add up those little things, they might be turned into like little big things that sort of bug me. But I still like the film overall. I love to watch it every now and then. It's a really engaging film. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously little things like like throw the ball over the fence, Babe Ruth is misspelled on the ball by one of the kids who should know better,
and that ball comes to light at the end. I was like, oh hey, there's that ball.
I still like the film.
Yeah, it just has a lot of great things to it, and I don't see this film going away anytime soon. Everyone knows what it is.
It's a very important piece of nostalgia, and
it's one of the most famous baseball movies ever. Next to like A League of Their Own, Field of Dreams,
Bull Durham, The Natural,
Bad News
Bears.
Bears.
A great movie. Oh yeah, Bad News Bears, that's good too.
Yeah, just all that stuff. So, add it to your collection. It's a great movie. Especially over the summer.
Stay the hell away from Sandlot 2.
My least favorite.
Just because it has the same
ever.
director doesn't mean it's as good.
Before I even watch that movie again, which I never will, I would give that movie a mugging. I absolutely
The Sandlot 3 is only marginally better than Sandlot 2, but that's not even saying much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, if the first Sandlot, doesn't follow through with those sports movie cliches, the Sandlot 3 definitely does.
Yeah.
There's even a big game at the end, and it's all about,
we gotta win the game to save the farm.
Yeah, basically, that's it.
Anyway, before we get on a huge rant, that's all we got for today. I'm Brian.
I'm Tanner.
And we will see you at the movies.
Home run.